Gentlemen, let me ask you a question most men over 50 rarely stop to consider. Could something as small as the nuts you snack on truly make the difference between feeling strong, confident, and energized, or quietly slipping into decline with weak erections, fading testosterone, and restless nights? Most men assume the foods they grab in handfuls each day are harmless. Some even believe all nuts are equally healthy. But as a prostate doctor who has studied men's health for decades, I must tell you the truth. Certain nuts are powerful allies for your circulation, hormones, and nerves, while others slowly chip away at your vitality without you realizing it. You see, erections are not just about desire or mood. They are the result of three systems working in perfect harmony: strong blood flow, responsive nerves, and balanced hormones. When blood flow is blocked, nerves are damaged, or testosterone sinks too low, your performance suffers. The right foods, particularly nuts, can directly influence each of these systems. Walnuts and pistachios fuel nitric oxide, the master key that opens arteries. Almonds and hazelnuts provide antioxidants and magnesium that protect your blood vessels and calm stress. Brazil nuts supply selenium, a trace mineral essential for testosterone and prostate health. Together, these nutrients give your body the raw materials it needs to stay firm, energized, and resilient well into your 62nd and beyond. But here's the catch. Not all nuts are created equal. Some of the most common choices, like peanuts and cashews, are loaded with compounds that promote inflammation, disrupt hormone balance, and even block your body from absorbing vital minerals like zinc and magnesium. These quiet saboteurs can slowly erode your confidence, leaving you wondering why your energy and intimacy feel weaker, even when you think you're eating healthy. I've seen men who proudly ate mixed nuts every day only to discover they were fueling the very decline they wanted to avoid. This is why it's so important to separate the helpers from the troublemakers. By making smart, informed choices about something as simple as your snacks, you can tip the balance in your favor. Science has shown that men who eat the right nuts regularly enjoy firmer erections, steadier testosterone levels, and lower risks of prostate disease. Imagine waking up with more energy, sleeping through the night without interruption, and feeling sharp and confident again, all from a handful of the right foods. In the next parts of this video, I will reveal the 5 nuts that boost testosterone and performance, and expose the 2 that quietly undermine your health. Stay with me until the end, because the last one is a nut most men eat almost every day, and it could be silently draining your strength. Gentlemen, this knowledge could change not only your health, but also your confidence, your intimacy, and the way you age. Now, gentlemen, let's begin with the first nut on the performance-boosting list: walnuts. They may look simple, but science shows walnuts are one of the most powerful foods you can add to your daily routine if you want to protect testosterone, improve blood flow, and keep your erections strong after 50. Walnuts are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the same healthy fats found in fish oil. These omega-3 help keep your arteries flexible and reduce inflammation, 2 factors that directly influence how much blood reaches your pelvic region. Think of omega-3 as the lubricant for your circulation system. When arteries are stiff, blood moves sluggishly and erections weaken. But when arteries are supple and flexible, blood surges freely, filling erectile tissue the way nature intended. Walnuts also deliver arginine, an amino acid your body converts into nitric oxide, the master key for erections. Nitric oxide signals your arteries to relax and expand, opening the highway so blood can flow smoothly into the penis and stay there. Without enough nitric oxide, firmness fades quickly. With plenty of it, erections are fuller, longer lasting, and more satisfying. A clinical study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men who increased their dietary arginine improved their erectile function significantly within weeks, and walnuts are one of the richest natural sources. But circulation isn't the only benefit. Walnuts also protect your nerves. They are packed with antioxidants like vitamin E and polyphenols that shield delicate nerve endings from oxidative stress. Healthy nerves are the wiring that carries pleasure signals from your brain to your body. When those nerves weaken, arousal feels muted and climax less intense. By nourishing them, walnuts keep sensitivity alive, making intimacy more enjoyable. There's also a hormonal advantage. The healthy fats in walnuts support your body's natural testosterone production. Testosterone is not just about sex drive, it powers energy, mood, and muscle strength. Men who consume walnuts regularly often report not only firmer erections, but also more motivation, steadier moods, and higher overall vitality. The best part? You don't need much. Just a small handful, about a quarter cup per day, is enough. Sprinkle them over oatmeal, toss them into a salad, blend into a smoothie, or simply enjoy as a snack. The key is consistency. Over weeks and months, many men notice they wake up with more energy. Their bathroom trips decrease, and their erections feel more reliable. I recall a patient named David, 62 years old, who came to me frustrated by declining performance. He began adding walnuts to his breakfast every morning. 3 months later, he told me with a smile, "Doc, I feel like my body remembers how to work again." That's the quiet power of walnuts. Small, simple, but life-changing. Next, we'll look at another powerhouse, almonds, a nut that not only strengthens your blood vessels, but also lowers stress hormones that quietly rob you of testosterone. This one is essential for men who feel drained or tense as they age. Gentlemen, the second nut you must know about is the almond, a true powerhouse for circulation, hormones, and energy. At first glance, almonds seem ordinary. But when you look deeper at their nutrient profile, you realize they are tailor-made for men over 50 who want to protect their vitality. Almonds are packed with vitamin E, one of the strongest natural antioxidants for blood vessel health. Think of oxidative stress as rust forming inside your arteries. Over time, that rust stiffens the vessel walls, reducing flexibility and making it harder for blood to reach your pelvic region. Vitamin E acts like a natural polish, protecting the delicate lining of your arteries and keeping them supple. Flexible vessels mean blood flows more easily, which translates to stronger, longer-lasting erections. But circulation is only half the story. Almonds are also rich in magnesium, a mineral with a direct impact on your hormones. Here's the truth. As men age, stress becomes a silent testosterone killer. High levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, block your body's ability to produce testosterone effectively. Low testosterone leads to weaker desire, lower energy, and diminished confidence. Magnesium lowers cortisol, calming your stress response and creating space for testosterone to rise again. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Human Nutrition found that men with higher magnesium intake consistently had higher testosterone levels. There's more. Almonds help stabilize your energy metabolism. The combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber ensures that the energy from your meals is released steadily rather than in sugar spikes and crashes. For men over 50, this is crucial. Sudden drops in energy not only make you feel sluggish, but also reduce confidence in intimacy. Almonds provide a smoother, more reliable fuel source, so you stay alert, energized, and ready when it matters most. Of course, preparation is key. The best way to eat almonds is raw or lightly roasted, without sugar, salt, or candy coatings. Those extras cancel out the benefits. A small handful, about 20 almonds a few times per week, is enough to make a difference. Over time, this habit strengthens your circulation, balances your stress hormones, and supports consistent energy. I remember one of my patients, Richard, age 65, who worked in a high-stress corporate job. He was constantly fatigued, his testosterone levels were low, and his intimacy had suffered. When we reviewed his diet, I advised him to swap his processed snacks for raw almonds and to pair them with short breathing breaks at work. 3 months later, Richard came back looking sharper and more energized. He told me, "Doc, my stress is lower, my energy is steady, and even my wife noticed the difference." That's the power of almonds. They don't just feed your body, they reset the balance between stress and testosterone, giving you the foundation for confidence, stamina, and strong performance after 50. Next, we'll move on to a nut that has been scientifically proven to improve erectile function in just weeks: pistachios. These little green gems may look small, but they are giants when it comes to nitric oxide and circulation. Gentlemen, the third nut you need to know about is the pistachio, a small green gem that delivers outsized benefits for blood flow, cholesterol balance, and erectile function. On the surface, pistachios look like nothing more than a light snack. But beneath their shell, they carry a powerful cocktail of nutrients that directly support performance, vitality, and confidence for men over 50. The secret begins with arginine, the amino acid that your body converts into nitric oxide. As we've discussed before, nitric oxide is the master switch for erections. It signals your arteries to open wide, letting blood rush freely into the erectile tissue and stay there. Without it, erections are weak and short-lived. With it, circulation flows powerfully, giving you firmness and staying power. Pistachios happen to be one of the richest natural sources of arginine, making them a functional food for men's health. And the science proves it. A clinical study published in the International Journal of Impotence Research followed men with erectile dysfunction who ate pistachios daily for 3 weeks. The results were remarkable. Significant improvements in erectile function, increased satisfaction, and better cholesterol levels. This was without any medication, just the natural effect of pistachios improving circulation and vascular health. But circulation isn't the only area where pistachios shine. They are also loaded with plant compounds that help reduce LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol that clogs arteries. When LDL builds up like sludge inside your blood vessels, it narrows the pathways that carry blood to your pelvic region. That's why men with high cholesterol often struggle with weak erections. By lowering LDL, pistachios literally clear the road, making sure your arteries are open when you need them most. On top of that, pistachios bring antioxidants, B vitamins, and minerals like potassium, all of which support nerve function and overall cardiovascular health. Healthy nerves carry pleasure signals sharply and quickly, keeping sensitivity alive. Healthy circulation ensures blood reaches its destination without obstruction. Together, they form the foundation of reliable performance. The best way to enjoy pistachios? Keep it simple. Snack on a small handful in the afternoon when energy dips and cravings hit. They not only satisfy hunger but also fuel your circulation. Just remember to choose unsalted or lightly salted varieties because too much sodium can work against your blood pressure. I recall one patient, George, age 67, who was skeptical when I recommended pistachios. "Doc," he said, "how can a snack change my performance?" But he gave it a try. After 4 weeks of eating a handful of pistachios every afternoon, George came back with a grin. He told me, "I didn't just feel better in the bedroom, I had more energy in my walks. And my wife noticed the difference too." That is the quiet but powerful impact of pistachios. They nourish your blood vessels, sharpen your nerves, and directly support firmness naturally. Next, we'll turn to one of the most unique nuts of all, Brazil nuts. Unlike pistachios, their power doesn't come from arginine or antioxidants, but from a single trace mineral that acts like rocket fuel for testosterone, selenium. But here's the catch. Too much can be harmful. So balance is everything. Gentlemen, the fourth nut on our list is the mighty Brazil nut, a food so potent that just 1 or 2 pieces can transform your testosterone levels, prostate function, and overall vitality. Unlike other nuts that work mainly through circulation or antioxidants, Brazil nuts owe their power to a single trace mineral, selenium. Selenium may be required only in tiny amounts, but it plays an outsized role in male health. It is directly involved in testosterone production, sperm quality, and the structural integrity of the prostate. Without enough selenium, testosterone levels dip, fertility declines, and your prostate becomes more vulnerable to inflammation and abnormal growth. Unfortunately, selenium deficiency is surprisingly common in older men, especially because many soils today are depleted of this mineral. Here's the good news. Brazil nuts are nature's richest source of selenium. Just 1 or 2 nuts per day provide your entire daily requirement. That's right, not a handful, not a bowl, just a couple of nuts are enough to meet your body's needs. When selenium levels are restored, testosterone has the raw material it needs to rise again. More testosterone means higher energy, stronger desire, and better muscle strength, all of which support healthy erections and vibrant aging. But here's the important caution. Selenium is powerful, and more is not better. Eating too many Brazil nuts can actually backfire. Excess selenium can build up in the body, leading to fatigue, irritability, and even hormonal imbalances. That's why I tell my patients, treat Brazil nuts like medicine. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, no more, no less. That's the sweet spot. I recall a patient named Anthony, 64 years old, who came to me with low testosterone, constant fatigue, and fading intimacy. He wasn't interested in testosterone therapy, so I suggested a nutrition-focused approach. He began adding just 2 Brazil nuts daily to his diet, along with other lifestyle adjustments. Within 8 weeks, his blood tests showed a measurable increase in testosterone. More importantly, Anthony told me he felt energized again. His mornings were stronger, his mood brighter, and his wife said he seemed like the man she married again. Brazil nuts also support prostate health by reducing oxidative stress inside the gland. Selenium activates powerful antioxidant enzymes that neutralize free radicals, protecting delicate prostate tissue from damage. Combined with its hormone balancing effects, this makes Brazil nuts a critical ally for men who want to age with strength and confidence. Gentlemen, remember this rule. With Brazil nuts, less is more. Treat them as a daily supplement, not as a casual snack. When used wisely, they become one of the most natural, effective testosterone boosters available. Next, we'll move to the fifth performance-boosting nut, hazelnuts. They may be small and often overlooked, but their unique mix of folate, magnesium, and heart-healthy fats nourishes your nerves, calms stress, and keeps arousal signals sharp. Gentlemen, the fifth nut on our performance-boosting list is the often overlooked hazelnut. Most people know hazelnuts as the nut inside chocolate spreads, but on their own, they are one of the most powerful allies for men's health after 50. Their unique blend of nutrients supports blood vessels, protects nerves, calms stress, and maintains the hormonal balance you need for strong vitality. Hazelnuts are rich in folate, also known as vitamin B9. Folate plays a crucial role in supporting the nervous system, and nerves are the electrical wiring of your arousal. They carry signals from your brain down to the pelvic region and back again. When nerves are undernourished, those signals weaken, sensitivity fades, and climax becomes less satisfying. By nourishing your nervous system with folate, hazelnuts help keep arousal sharp, responses fast, and pleasure intense. Another star nutrient in hazelnuts is magnesium. As I've said before, magnesium works like a calming force inside your body. It lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that constantly chips away at testosterone. High stress equals low testosterone, and low testosterone equals poor desire, weaker erections, and diminished confidence. By bringing cortisol down, hazelnuts free testosterone to rise, restoring energy, mood, and performance. But hazelnuts also deliver heart-healthy fats that reduce inflammation and keep arteries flexible. Remember, erections are fundamentally about blood flow. When blood vessels are stiff and inflamed, circulation slows and erections weaken. When vessels are relaxed and elastic, blood surges in powerfully. Hazelnuts' healthy fats, combined with their antioxidants, help keep your arteries in optimal shape. There's another hidden benefit. Hazelnuts are satisfying without being heavy. This makes them an excellent choice for men who are watching their weight. Excess belly fat is one of the biggest enemies of testosterone, actively suppressing production and fueling inflammation. By reaching for hazelnuts instead of processed snacks, you not only get powerful nutrients, but you also protect your waistline and your hormone balance. I remember a patient named Robert, 70 years old, who had grown discouraged by declining energy and weaker performance. He often snacked on chips and crackers at night, which spiked his blood sugar and left him sluggish. When we swapped those snacks for hazelnuts, just a small handful in the evening, his energy gradually improved, his weight came down, and within 2 months he told me, "Doc, my sensitivity is back, and I feel lighter in every way." That's the quiet strength of hazelnuts. They nourish the nervous system, balance stress, support blood flow, and even aid weight control, all in a small, delicious package. Gentlemen, when you add hazelnuts to the other 4 powerhouse nuts, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, you build a nutritional foundation for better blood flow, stronger testosterone, and sharper sensitivity well into your 60-second and 70-second. But we can't stop here, because not every nut is your friend. Some, when eaten too often, can actually work against you, quietly lowering testosterone and fueling inflammation. That's why in the next section, I'll reveal the 2 common nuts you must limit or avoid if you want to protect your performance and keep your vitality strong. Gentlemen, now that we've covered the 5 nuts that can boost your performance, it's time to look at the other side of the coin, the 2 common nuts you must limit. These are foods that many men snack on every day without realizing they may be quietly working against their circulation, hormones, and confidence. I'm talking about peanuts and cashews. Let's start with peanuts. The first thing to understand is that peanuts are not technically nuts. They're legumes, like beans. That alone doesn't make them harmful, but they come with baggage. One of the biggest concerns is their tendency to carry aflatoxins, mold toxins that place stress on the liver. And when your liver struggles, it can't regulate hormones properly. Poor hormone regulation means lower testosterone and more inflammation, two of the worst conditions for male vitality. On top of that, peanuts are naturally high in omega-6 fatty acids. While a small amount of omega-6 is necessary, the modern diet already provides far too much. When omega-6 second overwhelm omega-3 second, inflammation levels rise across the body. Inflammation stiffens arteries, slows blood flow, and even irritates the prostate. This creates the exact opposite environment you need for strong performance. Of course, having peanuts once in a while isn't catastrophic, but making them your go-to daily snack? Over time, that habit chips away at your energy and testosterone. Next, let's talk about cashews. Delicious, creamy, and popular in mixed nuts, they seem harmless. But cashews carry a hidden problem: phytic acid. This natural compound binds to minerals like zinc and magnesium, making them harder for your body to absorb. That's bad news because zinc and magnesium are two of the most important minerals for male health. Without zinc, testosterone production falls. Without magnesium, circulation suffers and cortisol rises. By blocking these minerals, cashews indirectly lower testosterone and weaken erections. Cashews also carry a higher carbohydrate load than most nuts. That means they can spike your blood sugar more easily, especially when eaten in large amounts or late at night. Every time blood sugar spikes, insulin rises. Chronically high insulin is linked to lower testosterone and more belly fat, two enemies of performance and vitality. I had a patient, Stephen, 62 years old, who always kept a jar of salted peanuts and cashews on his desk. He thought he was making a healthier choice compared to chips or cookies, but he came to me frustrated with low energy, weaker erections, and creeping belly fat. When we switched his snacks to walnuts, pistachios, and hazelnuts, the difference was noticeable within weeks. He told me, "Doc, I didn't realize my so-called healthy snacks were actually draining me. That's why I say peanuts and cashews are not dangerous in small amounts, but if they become your main snack, they slowly erode your energy and hormone balance." Gentlemen, if you want to protect your circulation and testosterone, make these the exception, not the rule. Instead, focus on the 5 nuts that actively support your health. And in the final part, I'll bring everything together, summarizing the 5 nuts that boost your performance, the 2 to avoid, and how you can easily make these swaps part of your daily routine for lasting confidence and vitality. Gentlemen, let's bring everything together. By now, you've learned that the small choices you make, like which nuts you snack on, can have a powerful impact on your testosterone, circulation, and performance after 50. These are not minor details. They are the building blocks of your vitality, your confidence, and your quality of life. Here's the summary. The 5 nuts that boost your performance are walnuts, almonds, pistachios, Brazil nuts, and hazelnuts. Together, they provide omega-3 fatty acids, arginine, antioxidants, folate, magnesium, selenium, and healthy fats. These nutrients keep your blood vessels flexible, your nerves sharp, and your testosterone strong. When you eat them consistently, even just a handful a day, you create the conditions for firmer erections, more energy, better stamina, and renewed confidence. On the other hand, the 2 nuts you must limit are peanuts and cashews. Though common, they quietly fuel inflammation, block vital minerals, and disrupt hormone balance. If they make up the bulk of your snacks, they slowly erode your vitality. Make them the exception, not the rule. Remember, vitality after 50 is not about chasing youth. It's about giving your body what it needs to function at its best today. The men who thrive in their 60-second and 70-second are not those who rely on pills or quick fixes. They are the ones who consistently make small, smart choices that build strength and balance day after day. I've seen it countless times in my patients. A man who switches from peanuts to walnuts, from cashews to pistachios, who adds just 2 Brazil nuts a day comes back weeks later saying, "Doc, I feel like myself again." Their sleep improves, their mornings are stronger, their confidence returns. And that's what I want for you. So here is my doctor's advice. Starting today, choose wisely. Stock your kitchen with the 5 performance-boosting nuts. Keep them where you can see them and reach for them whenever you need a snack. Limit the 2 harmful ones that drain your hormones and clog your circulation. Over weeks and months, these small swaps add up to major transformations. Gentlemen, your age does not define your vitality. Your choices do. By fueling your body with the right foods, you can reclaim energy, restore confidence, and enjoy intimacy with pride well into your later years. This is not about getting older, it's about getting stronger, smarter, and more intentional with how you care for yourself. So make the decision today. Nourish your body with the nuts that support you. Avoid the ones that harm you, and watch as your energy, performance, and confidence rise again. You deserve nothing less than a life of strength, dignity, and vitality, no matter your age.